Can a leopard defy gravity with perfect silence? In the heat of the late afternoon, a spotted shadow melts into the drowsy limbs of an ancient tree. We begin in the quiet heart of the savanna, where wind moves like a slow exhale through tall grasses and the light turns gold. This is the laboratory of evolution, and here the leopard practices a craft honed over millennia, climbing with invisible precision. First, consider the architecture of a leopard's body. Compact, muscular shoulders and hindquarters link through a flexible spine that bends like a living spring. Each paw is a subtle instrument, retractable claws sheathed like daggers until needed, large pads that red the bark beneath them. Watch a young leopard approach a trunk. Movement is measured, every weight shift calculated. There is no rush. Speed would betray it. The tail acts as a counterbalance, sweeping and adjusting with micro movements that an outsider can hardly perceive. In the canopy, balance is an art of constant micro-corrections. Next, observe technique. Leopards often climb vertically, but their most remarkable skill is hauling heavy prey into branches. This behavior is both strategy and survival. By elevating a kill, they conceal it from hyenas and lions. The physics are astonishing. A leopard leverages hindquarter drive and front limb grip, using teeth to secure the carcass while powerful limbs heave. Muscle attaches to bone in lines designed for torsion and burst power. Watch how the shoulder girdle absorbs shock as the animal jumps and how hind muscles coil to propel the body upward. The claws engage, sink, and release in a rhythmic cadence that looks effortless. Terrain shapes technique. In rocky outcrops, leopards use ledges as stepping stones, their claws finding purchase on fractured stone. In dense woodland, slender trunks require a different touch, lighter foot placement, and more tail correction. Even individual personality matters. Older, experienced leopards choose routes that minimize energy and risk. A mother teaching cubs reveals another layer, learning by imitation. Cubs clamber awkwardly at first, swatting at bark and tumbling into leaf litter. Each fall is a quiet lesson, the mother's patient demonstration. A short climb, a pause, a return becomes the cub's syllabus. Gradually, timing refines, muscles strengthen, and instincts integrate with technique. Night changes the equation. Cloaked in darkness, leopards become even more reliant on tactile feedback. Whiskers and paw pads red the surface. Ears triangulate, echoing footsteps, and eyes adapt to low light. Silenced by soft pads and controlled breathing, a leopard moves like a thought, minimizing sound and scent. Hunting from trees also requires patience. The animal waits, sometimes hours, watching the motion of herds, understanding patterns of grazing and water. Then, when opportunity compresses time into a single burst, the leopard explodes with precise force, a short sprint, a leap, a collision of muscle and momentum. Energy economy is central to survival. A successful climb transforms a kill into stored calories and safety. Failure risks injury or theft. Every ascent is a calculated gamble, and the decision to climb is informed by hunger, competition, and the animal's physical condition. Anatomy and environment converge in subtle ways. The structure of claw sheaths prevents breakage, while the texture of pads offers friction even on smooth bark. The flexibility of vertebrae distributes stress so that a heavy prey item does not crush vital organs during transport. Seasonal shifts nudge behavior. In wet months, slippery surfaces demand altered foot placements and slower ascents. In dry seasons, brittle branches require caution and selective route choices. Across landscapes, leopards demonstrate behavioral plasticity, the same species adapting climbing strategies to rocks, trees, and even human-made structures when necessary. Scientists studying leopards use motion sensors and tree-mounted cameras to reveal these hidden practices. Frame-by-frame analysis shows subtle adjustments in joint angles and force distribution that the eye misses in real time. These data illuminate how micro-movements sum into macroscopic mastery. Yet climbing is not only functional, it carries cultural weight among leopards. Dominant males may hoist their kills to demonstrate strength, while females teach offspring climbing that will determine their survival. This arboreal competency influences mating success, territorial defense, and daily risk management. Reflection invites awe. Watching a leopard ascend is watching evolution express itself in motion, anatomy, physics, and behavior braided into a single act. It reminds us that mastery often lives in quiet repetition, in the patient honing of skill across seasons and generations. Conservation frames the final imperative. Habitat loss, human-wildlife conflict, and dwindling prey threaten these arboreal specialists. Protecting the trees, the corridors between them, and the prey populations sustains not just a species, but the complex behaviors that define it. By preserving habitat, we preserve the classroom where cubs learn to climb and the laboratory where evolution continues its experiments. As dusk thickens and the first stars appear, a solitary leopard pauses on a branch, silhouette carved against the sky. It is both predator and paradox, utterly wild, quietly precise, a living testament to adaptation. Consider the small things that make this possible: the elasticity of a spine, the curvature of a claw, the patient instruction of a mother. Each thread contributes to the whole. Can a leopard defy gravity? Not by magic, but by anatomy, technique, and centuries of refinement. These silent climbers teach us how skill, patience, and environment intertwine. Subscribe to explore more wild secrets and share this leopard story with others.